Well, guys, we are finally going to get this old girl retuned after doing a bunch of work to it. Not going to lie, I'm really nervous. If anybody's ever built a car and done a bunch of work onto it and hours, and you're just worried about, is that tight? Is this tight? So. But it is what it is. We are going to go for it and hope for the best. Alright guys, so if you don't know, last night I tried to do the street tune on the car. Got some things figured out, but as you can see in the video clips there, we had a little bit of issues with boost control. Like, we had basically no control of the boost, and even with the boost controller turned off, it was trying to hit 28 pounds of boost at 3,500 RPM. Wastegate springs 14, so that's not good. Kind of called it a night after that. Thinking on it with my tuner, back and forth, kind of throwing around ideas of what it could be. We figured out what it is, and I'll explain it after. But basically, my plumbing on my my wastegate plumbing was incorrect to the actual boost controller. The lines were flipped, and we're going to go for the first hit, make sure that it actually fixed the issue. My tuner's got me doing logs and stuff. I've never done any of this stuff. He's giving me all kind of instructions on what to do and what to send him and stuff like that. And this is very interesting, but this is definitely a new world for me. But we'll see what it does. Hopefully the wastegate opens and basically holds boost pressure at 14 pounds. If it holds boost pressure at 14 pounds, then we should be good to go. So let's go for a try. That was it. I really did. I thought that was gonna fix everything. I really don't know what it is at this point. I really don't know what it is at this point. I guess I'm gonna have to just start looking into it and trying to see if I have something else plumbed wrong. If I got something else plumbed wrong, then try to fix that. And if that doesn't do it, then man, I honestly don't know. I would hate to assume that the wastegate is just bad, because it's a brand new wastegate. It's from Garrett, and everybody knows Garrett makes really, get in your side of the lane. Everybody knows that Garrett makes really good stuff. So I definitely don't want to just assume that it's a bad wastegate. I would much rather assume that it's something that I did. So let's get it back to the house and take another look at it and try to figure it out. Alright, so at this point, I've taken everything off. Took the wastegate off. I replaced all the fittings, replaced pretty much all the hoses. All the wastegate stuff is pretty much new. The wastegate, I actually tested it on the compressor. Wastegate's good. 14 psi, it started to crack open. So I know that that's fine. So it has to be something on my side. So I got all the hoses replaced. I got all the fittings replaced. Everything's back where it should be. Everything's plumbed like it should be. So again, wish me luck. Hopefully it works this time. So, we'll see. Please work. If this doesn't work, I really don't know. Yes! I'm gonna blame it on literally a bad fitting. The bad fitting was not allowing it to get pressure all the way to the boost controller, to the wastegate, whatever. It just had to have been a bad fitting. Man, that feels good to see 14 pounds steady. Car feels good at that. The front end does feel a little bit floaty, which, to be honest, it kind of felt floaty before I did all this work. So, I don't know, I might have to try to tighten up maybe the rear springs or something to try to keep some weight during acceleration, try to keep some weight on those on the front of the car. Man, it feels great though. It feels fantastic, especially for 14 pounds. I would assume, I don't know, low threes, something like that, you know. But that time I saw 14 and a half. So I'm very happy with that number. Wastegate sounds amazing. That was a good little pull there. Try to give my tuner some data. He didn't tell me to do that at all. You know, I was supposed to be just kind of taking it easy, but he'll probably see that and be like, oh, okay. I mean, that's good. Because the AFRs looked fine, it didn't overboost, it didn't bounce, it didn't kick back, it didn't do anything, so man, that feels good. Man, that feels so good. Car feels amazing. I don't even know if y'all can hear me. Hopefully you can. But with the old Tomei Turbo, it was great, but it was laggy. As crazy as it sounds with it being such a small turbo, it was extremely laggy, and I hated it. I mean, it took forever for it to come up on boost. This thing is instant, man. It wants it now. Garrett makes a hell of a turbo. Just give it a little pull, nothing crazy. Just rolling in. Effortlessly rolling in. Good thing is too, back whenever this thing first got built, made, I don't know, 450, 500 horsepower, somewhere in there, I wasn't as good of a driver as I am now. Hopefully I'm not jinxing myself by saying that. Knock on glass, save my ass. But it's gonna be a lot funner because I'm not so concerned about myself. You know, I'm still concerned about, oh, is everything okay? Is everything doing what it's supposed to be doing? But I'm not so much as concerned about myself as a driver. Thankfully, I've gained enough skills over the time that I feel a little bit confident in my driving skill. Not getting cocky here, just I'm okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going back to the house now. We're gonna send my tuner this log and let him have his way with it. Come back tonight, and I don't know what his plans are, to be completely honest. Like, I don't know if he's planning on just going to 20 pounds, 22 pounds. I don't know what his plan is, but I told him I didn't really want to make too much more than what it made with the Tomei Turbo. I just wanted it to feel better with the Garrett. So we'll see y'all tonight. All right, well, told my tuner that finally did 14. And you know the first thing he says? Okay, do a full pull. If you got good AFRs and everything's fine, do a good full pull. Man, am I nervous. He wants me to do third gear from 2500 to redline. and I'm nervous. I am nervous. I haven't driven a car fast in a while, but Mexico street tunes, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, here we go. Nervous. Very, very nervous. I had a little bit of smoking coming from like around the turbo blanket. That's something that eventually I'm gonna have to get a new one. That turbo blanket I got, man, it just doesn't seem like, even though it's from a quality place, it just doesn't seem like it really buffers the heat from the compressor housing. I can't put my hand on it even after a small pool. So just everything around it just gets so hot. So I've tried heat wrapping everything that I can possibly heat wrap with, you know, the reflective wrap, and I've tried everything I can to keep things that aren't supposed to be hot cool. So I guess at this point it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm nervous with this third gear pull, not necessarily because I feel like it's gonna do anything crazy. I mean, it's gonna be moving, but more of just, you just get nervous with these kind of moments, man. You know, it's, you put so much time and so much effort into something, and you don't want it to go bad. So, but we're about to find out either way. Felt good, it just broke up. So he's gonna have to clean up some stuff there, but AFRs were in like 10.5 range. So you're just gonna have to clean some stuff up. So at this point, we're just gonna go back to the house, send him these files, send him these logs, just go from there. Hope it's everything that he needed. Heart thumping. Felt good though. It did, it felt good. This is the kind of stuff that you don't get from like Jimmy Oaks and Adam LZ and stuff like that, because even though they care about their builds, if something happens financially, they're okay. You know, something happens to this thing on me and it's down for a while. It was down for 1.5 years this time to redo all this stuff, and a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort. You know, a lot of sleepless nights trying to figure little things out. And I think that we've gotten everything kind of figured out at this point. There's still a couple of things that I want to do, but you know, we might give him one more good pull just so I know what the, well, yeah, fuel pressure's fine. Went up to about 60, so fuel pressure's fine. I gotta get used to driving the car again. Take me a minute, kind of get comfortable with it. Like I said, the front end's a little floaty, but we'll get used to it. Car feels amazing. It really, really does. It feels great. Man, you gotta have these moments. You know, like my mom, even my wife, they don't understand fully what it feels like to, this is a dream car for me. You know, I've always loved the JZ. It's always been a dream build. And I'm not done. I'm not done. I'll probably end up putting the 2J in here after putting this in a drift car and going from that, I'm not done. But this is the build that I was dreaming about 10 years ago. If y'all don't know, I had a 89 S13 with a 1J 9VVTi. Nothing really done to it, you know, just had a big single turbo, stock ECU, stock injectors, everything. Probably about 12 pounds-ish, you know, something like that. And it was a fun car. But unfortunately, whenever I had, well, not unfortunately, can't really say unfortunately, whenever I had my daughter, it just had to go. I needed the money, and it just had to go. So, you do what you got to do in these circumstances. Got rid of it. And then eventually, once I kind of got back up on my feet, was able to buy and build this. And man, I'm proud of myself. This takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of dedication to do this stuff. But man, is it worth it? It's so worth it. Things that you learn along the way that's going to help you not only on this car, but future builds get easier and easier. Every time that you build one, it gets easier and easier. Working on everyday things just becomes a breeze. You know, not to mention, you get good enough, like my tuner for this instance, you know, he made something out of himself with it. He's tuning, got his own shop and everything. So, if this is your passion, I don't care what age you are, old, young, go for it, man. Go for it. It's just money. It's just money. I know it's a lot of money, but it's just money. Especially if you got some friends that are willing to help you out with stuff. You got some friends who's a welder, a friend who's a mechanic, a friend who's a painter. Unfortunately, I don't really have any of those things. I end up having to be everything by myself. Learn as I go. It's not a bad thing either. Become a one-stop shop for yourself. Save yourself a lot of money. Learn, progress, fail. Move on. Make it better. Succeed. Keep pushing. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not good enough to do it. Show them wrong. This is amazing, you guys. It really is. I'm just hoping one day that I can make something of this, so I can take y'all along on some of my builds. Go from where I am now, where maybe a lot of y'all are, and push to be better. And whatever it is, maybe I can help you try to be better. I would love to do this for a living. Me and a million other people, but I would love to do this for a living. I don't care though. At the end of the day, if you're watching right now, thank you. Thank you. I don't even really care if that you're going to subscribe or you're going to follow, you're going to do any of that. If you enjoy the content, man, I just appreciate you watching. We're going to get on back to the house now. We're going to submit these files to my tuner and let him do his thing. Check over a couple things, just make sure everything's okay. And probably a little bit later, go out and he'll probably turn it up a pretty good bit. Go out and try it again. We'll see you then. So, he didn't even have to look at the logs. Just by me telling what the AFR rating was and that it broke up around the higher end of the RPM range, he just knew that it was spark plugs. And I sent him a picture of the spark plugs after I took them out, replaced them, gapped them to 0.018. I think that's like 18 thousandths, something like that. I can't remember how to do all that stuff, but it's like 18 thousandths. And put them back in. Seems to be running pretty good. So, we're gonna go for another third gear pull and see if it'll do it this time. Top of third, so we'll see what it does this time. Up top. I'm not going to do another one because I saw like 12.5, 12.6. But a better pull than the last one for sure. So he was definitely right about those spark plugs. Pretty clean though. Pretty clean pull. I think it was like just above where it broke up last time. Right around that same time frame. But this time I do believe that it was a little low on fuel. Got to about, like I said, about 12.5 on the AFRs. He didn't want me to go above 12.2. It just jumped up there and then I let out. Kind of hard being street tuning and, you know, kind of being on your own. You got to watch your fuel pressure, your boost, and your AFRs all at once. Kind of makes it a little difficult. Boost line off, yeah, I might have blown an intercooler pipe off. I don't have any tools on me either. That sucks. I definitely blew off an intercooler pipe. Well, let's just limp it back home. I don't have any tools on me. Wonder which one it was. If that was my guess, it was the one coming right off the turbo. Unfortunately, I didn't have a way to put a lip on the pipe. Try to help it keep it, to try to help it from sliding off. I don't know, we'll see. Alright guys, so it is the next day again. My tuner kind of ran out of time last night, wasn't able to try to do the tune again. I sent him over the logs. He looked at them. He sent me a revised tune, and he's still kind of concerned with the wastegate though, because it seems like maybe the logs on like 2 of the logs or something like that, it did actually go over boost. So we'll see. I don't know. We're gonna take a look. Try to do another tune. I'm getting it warmed up right now, or try to do another log and see if it'll hold the 14 psi. I'm sure that's probably what he did. Yeah, he left the boost controller off still, so it should only be making 14 psi. So basically, he just fixed some issues with the tune that was there to make it run good with 14 psi, so then he can take over and start turning it up. But hopefully it holds 14 psi. I really don't know why it wouldn't, but all we can do is try and see. It overboosted, but not by a lot. Like 16 or 17 pounds. I think it was still climbing, so I'm wondering if that's boost creep. He told me to send him this log. The only problem, the big problem here is he said that I can't run 93 because it's trying to, there's no controlling the boost. I mean, the only thing I can think of is it's just boost creeping. So, I don't know. We'll see. It's another day now, and basically last night it was still over boosting. The car felt great though on my last pull. I didn't get a video of the last pull. The car felt great. Basically what he had told me to do was just jump from the turbo straight to the bottom of the port of the wastegate, basically just trying to get rid of the boost controller altogether, make sure that the boost controller wasn't an issue. Still didn't fix it, still was trying to go all the way up to 25, 26 pounds. It's hitting boost cut. That's the actual cut. He did confirm that. That's the cut that I'm actually feeling is boost cut. So now we went down to a 6-pound spring instead of a 14-pound spring, hoping maybe that'll kind of make up the difference, and then we can kind of redo the plumbing a little bit and then control boost from there. But we'll see. Letting the car warm up now, and we'll go take another hit. All right, here we go. Well, it definitely didn't give it much boost. The fuel got a little lean, starting to get closer to that 12. Alright guys, so on that last hit, it was almost a red line pull. It hit boost cut right at the top of red line. So he had boost cut at like 22 pounds, something like that. So he moved the boost cut, I guess, on a little bit further, and adjusted a few things, and we go again. Told me to run this map. After I run this map, go hook up. Probably gotta call him just to make sure, but go hook up the boost controller and then try the next map. He's already got another one made, and try it. On the next map, basically what he's gonna try to do is he's going to try to control the wastegate down low, and then basically let the boost controller kind of phase out as RPMs go up to try to keep the wastegate from opening up so early so it hits a little harder. But I gotta hook all that stuff back up first and go from there. I don't think that was all the way to red line, but I had a car in front of me. So, here's what it is. I missed the last one, forgot to record the last one. That one was till red line. It's still hitting limiter, or like boost cut. I'm thinking like maybe even right before limiter. Like at this point, I don't even care if we turn the limiter down to like 6,800. I don't really care, you know. Just as long as I can drive it. Feels way better now. Oh, the boost controller's hooked back up. I don't think I told y'all that. The boost controller is hooked back up now, so he's kind of got it phased in. So, but it feels great. Try to do like a second, third.
Is that what I did on that one?
Yeah, that was even better though.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a first gear non-existent, second gear non-existent, third gear. All right, I'll kind of grab.
What, that one was better?
Yeah.
Oh.
The only reason the other one might have been a little bit better is because it was at night.
Yeah.
So like you could see
You
it.
see the flame?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. That's the whole reason that exists. Like that's the whole reason I built that, is so I can see flames at night.
It's extra,
yeah.
but I love
Jesus Christ, boy, that joker. I mean, it's easy to drive, but boy, it pulls.
it. That was so fun.